Downstairs, the rooms on offer for weddings and conferences are linked by a long, dark corridor.
So who's responsible for the paint colours and the decor?
Oh, that's me. I researched into other country houses and noticed how they use greens and reds to bring out the dark wood.
Right.
On her first visit, Ruth said the inside of the house had an institutional feel, especially the Persian room, which was used as overflow storage for the school. But now, Lily, Katrine and Roisin are keen for Ruth to see the room dressed for a wedding and ready for tonight's relaunch party.
Wow! This doesn't look like some primary school quasi-library, does it? Oh, God. You know, all the egg and dart and the architrave and the fireplace looks fantastic, and I mean, it's just a proper place, isn't it?
It is.
But the thing is, what you've done is people don't have to imagine any longer what it possibly could be. You've actually crystallised, you know, a look and a feel, and people now can buy into it and say, look, this is fine.
The family have followed Ruth Watson's advice to transform the scruffy bit of lawn outside the house into a terrace, linking all the formal rooms that overlook it. And they've excelled themselves. The sisters get busy with the all-important finishing touches to the repainted and restored manor.
Hello, are you all right?
You like my table?
It's looking so much better, Sheila, I know. I continue to be surprised and delighted. They have painted the previously dreary corridor and it looks so much better now. The middle room looks brighter. The dining room's actually got a dining table in it. And here we are, in a room that is demonstrably set up for a wedding breakfast, looking terrific. You know, I keep repeating myself, but they've done a fantastic job. It's great.
Ruth has come to the conclusion that the answer for Kentchurch Court is to open it formally to the public. With an art gallery and a calendar of events, they could earn the money they need with just 50 to 60 open days a year, keeping the house to themselves the rest of the time. If they had a calendar of days throughout the year when the house was open, it could start to pay its way.
What do you think about opening the house up a bit more?
Yeah, I think the calendar idea is very good because at least you can contain it throughout the whole of the year. So you have your specific days, you know when people are coming and you know when people aren't going to be coming. So you can quite easily just shut the gate on the bottom of the drive and then tell people it's not open today.
To make it work as a visitor attraction, they'll have to think about catering.
We would need to provide teas and refreshments. And I think if you just look at the potting shed where you used it for Rose's exhibition, that obviously makes a great place because it's right plumb in the middle of the gardens.
To add another income stream, Ruth recommends they renovate one of the outbuildings to hold art exhibitions.
I'm looking at the stables particularly, which I think without very much interference could really be quickly put into position for having installations, whether they are painting, sculpture, video, whatever. You would be taking 50% commission from any sales.
The gallery's been a big success for artist Liv Good.
Have you sold anything?
Well, actually I have. I'm really rather pleased. I've sold 7.
That's fantastic. That's really good. Yeah. What was the cheapest and what was the most expensive?
About the cheapest was £4.50.
Yeah.
And the most expensive was about £6.50.
Yeah.
You know, so that's pretty good, isn't it?
It is good, yes.
No, I'm very happy with that.
With 20 people per tour, each paying £5, Jan's earning £100 an hour, showing them the paintings, carvings and architectural features of her home.
You've done so much work. I mean, is this you, your mum, your sister?
All of us. We've all chipped in, we've all had to pull things down, paint things, insulate it, and clean, really.
And what about, when you do take over the house, are you happy for it to be open to the public as it is at the moment?
Yeah, very much so. I think I said to you last time, this is something I'm very happy to do because, you can effectively controlling who's going in the house and, no one's wandering around willy-nilly, so it's a good scenario.
I hope we've proved to you that we've risen to your challenges.
You have actually exceeded my expectation of the challenge being met. I mean, truly.
With the house open just 50 days a year, Jan will be able to make the extra income she needs to make Kentchurch Court pay its way. Ruth has heard about Tim's flamboyant business schemes, but wife Liz has a more straightforward idea. She's refurbished 2 rooms which could be used for bed and breakfast, though as a librarian for Cornwall County Council, she hasn't found the time to make it work as a business.
This year, actually, I've just had new curtains, they're French, with window seats made, and I've bought bedding, attractive bedding.
I do think you're going to have to do a little more. I do think things like paintwork on the windowsill, that hideous electric heater there, 2 mismatching and really inadequate side lamps here. I think you really are going to have to address these issues a little more aggressively. Can we have a quick look at the ensuite?
Yes,
Yeah?
of course.
Right, that's a nice size. Strange things like wall-mounted electric heaters, smack of the 50s a little bit.
Yes.
And that, I'm sure it's clean, but the staining in there is hideous. And I think, you know, to get a bath re-enamelled is perfectly possible. I mean, it's a lovely bath, and I'm not suggesting you take it out, but I think you could get that re-enamelled where it's very rusty around the plug.
If Ruth can overcome the current lack of usable space, accommodation seems a natural solution for Treve, positioned as it is on a major tourist route, in a county attracting 5 million visitors a year. Georgina has worked hard to create a real literary festival catering for all. By the time of headline act Murray Lachlan Young, the first poet ever to sign a £1 million recording contract, there's a full house at Treve and £400 in ticket sales alone. Georgina is working hard for the future of Treve. She's ordered a geodome, a yurt-like structure, to increase the income from the planned B&B business. She's decided to install it in the walled garden, where it will be both protected from the elements and have access to basic facilities. Georgina is also seeing progress from her father.
Whenever there's a phone call, he always passes the message on to me rather than making any arrangements like he used to do in the past. So he has listened.
In the house, there are 2 revamped bed and breakfast rooms. The rusty bath has been re-enamelled, the plastic kettle replaced, and fresh flowers and luxury toiletries await their guests. In the walled garden, the geodome has been furnished with a new brass bed, a hamper of Cornish produce, and a basket of freshly cut wood for the stove that Peter is lighting in anticipation of the guests' arrival. The simple approach of good accommodation and literary events should, finally, produce the income Treve has sought for so long.